I'm planning to photograph a sunset today, and here's the gear I'm packing out. I know that it's going to be a panoramic point, but also going to concentrate on some details. So I have my full frame body with my 17 to 40 mm L lens. I have my ND of 6 stops, 10 stops, and my ND gradual filters. My viewfinder, useful in bright light with the remote control attached to it. And I also have a crop body with the 70 to 200 mm lens image stabilized. We have arrived at the location where we're going to shoot the sunset. As you can see, the sun is still up. And this is my first tip for you regarding sunsets. Be there early. This gives you time to set up your shots, set up your gear, find your compositions, and whenever the light is perfect, you're going to just shoot and not look for your frames. After the initial inspection, I decided that that was not such a good place, mainly because of the tree line. So again, I come back to the first tip. Come here early before the sunset. You'll have plenty of time to find the best location. The second tip, as you can see, I'm photographing into the sun. So it's the most difficult thing to do. And you have mainly two problems. One is lens flare. And the second problem is getting the exposure right in the sky and in the foreground. Now the first problem, the lens flare, how do you fix it? I can't use my lens hood because, as you can see, I'm using an ND gradual filter. But you can fix it very easily because when you're looking through the visor, you'll see the lens flare. So you need to move around until you don't see the lens flare. It's plain simple. Fixing the exposure in this kind of situation is pretty simple. You measure the exposure for the sky and then you measure the exposure for the ground. You calculate the difference in stops of light between those two and you know what ND gradual filter to use. This sunset is pretty special for us because it's the first sunset that we shoot together after our baby girl was born. So we're pretty happy about it. The final tip for shooting sunsets is white balance. Now if you're shooting RAW, there is no problem in setting up your white balance later in Lightroom. But even so, I prefer setting my white balance right in the camera, right on the spot. And let me tell you why. This is a better way, I think, for you to evaluate your scene. So I'm either using cloudy for a warmer feeling or daylight for a cooler feeling, depending on what I'm trying to get. And later on I can tweak things on in Lightroom. Let's see. It's a little bit underexposed, I think. I think you should overexpose it. Let me see the histogram. So the sun is going down, and as you can see, it's a beautiful sunset. It's not the best sunset that could be, but it's a beautiful one. And I think that as a landscape photographer, you should be thankful for every sunset and every sunrise that you manage to shoot. It's a privilege to witness these kind of things and to be out in nature and be free. So these were my tips for you for shooting sunsets. I hope you find them useful. Subscribe to my YouTube channel, and until next time, keep on photographing. It's the only way that you can get better. Thanks for watching, and bye bye.
Bye bye.
Bye.